Hi boys and girls, today is Monday, April 27th. I'm going to be going over math lesson 7.1 with you today. Okay, you will need workbook pages 467 all the way up to 472. Okay, so if we had our book, it would be the 3 pages we normally pull out of our book. Okay, so 467 all the way up to 472. So when we were in school, all of our classrooms in second grade started going over money. We were practicing learning what coins looked like: quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. Before you do this lesson, review quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. Dump out a change jar or change bowl if your family has one, and take a look at the coins again and try and refresh your memory. Okay, it's very important because you're going to have to know what the coins look like in order to do these worksheets. Okay, our quarter is our largest coin, both in size and value that we use. On the front is George Washington. On the back, there is usually an eagle. This one has a state. This is a North Carolina quarter. So some of the quarters have states on the back, but most typically you will see an eagle on the back of a quarter, okay? A quarter is worth 25 cents. Our next coin in value is a dime. Franklin Roosevelt on the front. It's very teeny tiny. On the back, there's a torch, an olive branch, and an oak tree branch. Okay, very tiny, 10 cents. Next, we have a nickel. Thomas Jefferson is on it. He looks a lot like George Washington on our quarter. They're both facing the same way, but the nickel is smaller in size. It also has smooth edges if you feel it, whereas a quarter has ridged edges, okay? On the back of a nickel is this house here where Thomas Jefferson used to live. Our last coin, probably the easiest to recognize, has Abraham Lincoln on it. He's facing the other way than all the other coins on the head side. And on the back is the Lincoln Memorial. It looks a little bit like this house here on the back of the nickel, only it's called the Lincoln Memorial, and this one here is called Monticello or Monticello. Okay, so of course the penny is copper colored. Some of my friends like to say brown, and it's worth 1 cent. So it's a very quick review for you. If you need to review money, I want you to go back before you do this lesson and watch Mrs. Thomas's YouTube videos that are math number 1, math number 2, math number 3. She goes through money much slower than I'm going to be able to do today. I have only 15 minutes to run through this with you pretty quick here. Okay, so if you need to review money, go back and watch those videos. The important thing that you're going to have to know how to do today, too, is to count by fives, because we're going to be using touch points. Hopefully this sounds familiar to you. Now, when I was little, and probably when your parents were little, or grandma and grandpa, or whoever's going to help you with this, we didn't learn to count money with touch points. But I love teaching money with touch points. Okay, it really helps us count money when we have a handful of different coins. It makes it easier to count. Okay, so when you see a quarter on your paper, you will put 5 dots on it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, because a quarter is worth 25 cents. When you see a dime on your paper, you will put 2 dots on it because a dime is worth 10 cents. 5, 10. When you see a nickel on your paper, you will put 1 dot on it because a nickel is worth 5 cents. 5. And then our penny is not worth a group of 5. It's only worth 1. So we put a line under it, okay? So moms and dads and who's ever watching this, this is how we will be marking the coins on the paper. Quarters get 5, dimes 2, nickels 1, pennies get a line underneath, and it makes it easier to count the money. The next thing I want you to do is pause the video and practice counting by fives. I'm going to do it with you one time and then pause the video and practice a few times, okay? Because we have to be able to count by fives to count our touch points. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So let's go through and practice one time. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Okay, pause the video, go practice a few times, and then come back with your workbook pages. All right, boys and girls, we have to get started right away on page 468. We're going to start right down here with number 1, okay? The first thing we're going to do is we are going to mark our touch points. We are not going to have quarters today, no quarters. We're only going to have dimes, nickels, and pennies, okay? So that'll make this a little bit easier. Now, on your paper, you're looking at number 1. You should see that those coins are all the same. Now, even though the faces, the heads of these look a little different, they're all the same. These are all nickels. And nickels get 1 touch point. And then the last coin is the only coin that's different. It's copper colored and worth 1 cent. That's our penny. Okay, so on your paper for those nickels, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And 1 penny. This is how you should mark them. Okay, put a dime right in the middle of those nickels on your paper and underline the penny. And then when we go through and count, we are gonna mark right underneath, okay? So when I count, I would say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 cents. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to put my cent signs on because these are not cupcakes, these are not erasers, these are not pencils, it's money. So we need to put a cent sign on. A cent sign is a C with a line through it to show that we're counting money, okay? So that is how you are going to do each of these problems on this paper. I want you to go ahead and look at number 2 right now. In number 2, we have 2 dimes and 3 nickels. Let me fold this under because I already have an answer on here for you. So when you look at this one, you are going to mark your dimes. 1, 2, 1, 2, because it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Those dimes are worth 10. And then the nickels get 1 touch point. Okay, so mark those up. And then we can go ahead and count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 cents. So now go back and mark underneath your coins. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, that's how your paper should look for this side. All right, turn it over when you're ready. Well, don't turn it over, turn the page. We're moving on to page 469. Now, for page 469, sorry, I have all the answers on my paper already. For page 469, if you look at number 3 is all dimes. Dimes get 2 touch points, okay? If you look at number 4, it's all nickels. Nickels get 1 touch point. And if you look at number 5 and 6, it's a mix, okay? We have a mix of different coins. So I want you to try number 7 too. 7 is not too tough. You just have to draw nickels for number 7. And when we draw a nickel, it's gonna look just like this. Okay, so go ahead, look at number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I want you to put the touch points on first, then go ahead and count the money. Hit pause, and when you're ready, I'm gonna hold up the paper so you can see how you did. Okay, taking a look at this paper, you should have seen that for number 3 up here, it was all dimes. They each got 2 touch points. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, 60 cents. Give yourselves a star or happy face if you have that. These are all nickels. Nickels are worth 5 cents. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then I had 3 dimes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Moving on to nickels. 35, 40, 45 cents. Down here we had nickels and pennies. Nickels got 1 touch point. Pennies got a line underneath. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Mrs. O'Connor likes to put a line between the silver coins and the pennies sometimes, so I don't accidentally keep counting by 5s. Now, number 7, hopefully you were able to do it. It said Maggie had 5 nickels. She gave 2 nickels to her sister. So I drew 5 nickels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know these are nickels because they only have 1 touch point in them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She gave 2 away, so I crossed out 2. That means we got 15 cents left. After she gave 2 away, you should have 15 cents left. 5, 10, 15. Okay, hopefully you did okay on that one. And then if we move on and turn it over and take a look at number 8. Number 8 is 2 steps. So for number 8, it says Jackson has 4 pennies and 3 dimes. He buys an eraser that costs 20 cents. How much money does Jackson have now? Well, we have to draw our money and then we have to take away 20 cents. Okay, so I like to start with the bigger coins and you should too. So we're going to draw our 10 cents. He has 3 dimes and 4 pennies. Remember, you can pause this video whenever you want. I have to kind of move quickly here. So pause me, take your time, and then hit play again when you're ready. 3 dimes, 4 pennies. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 cents. Now he bought an eraser for 20 cents. So we are going to take away 20 cents. I could do 2 things here. First thing I could do is simply cross out 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 cents, and I would be left with 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cents, right? I could just cross out 20 cents to get rid of that and buy that eraser. Or I could do subtraction that we learned how to do and set up my problem just like this. The cent sign just stays there. No, it doesn't mean anything. It just moves down. Then I could do more on top. 4 take away 0 is 4. 3 take away 2 is 1. Okay, so you could have crossed out 20 cents or you could have subtracted. Number 9 is something that'll take a little bit longer. So I do want you to hit pause and try to come up with a couple different ways to make 25 cents. And then you can have someone at home check it for you. I will show you in a minute. Just when you hit pause, come back and I'll show you a couple ways I came up with, and also do number 10. Number 10, you just need to find 40 cents. Okay, number 9, here's 25 pennies. I always have someone who draws 25 pennies because they're each worth 1. Okay, then I have another way was 2 dimes and a nickel, a dime and 3 nickels, 5 nickels, because the catch was you couldn't use a quarter. Did you use a quarter? You had to read where it said dime, nickels, and pennies. Down here for 40 cents, I only needed 4 dimes. I did not need all the dimes. All the dimes would have been 80 cents. Okay, I'm going to hold up the practice and homework page now. Don't look at it till you do it.